Okay. We're here. Chris may be here. She may not be here. She's having a little bit of tire issue. And Michelle will not be here. So, though I think this would have been a good episode for her, the problem with humidity.
Yep.
You know? Oh, anyway, so humidity, right? As a mobile groomer, humidity was the bane of my existence. My first van, I don't think was sealed very well. Okay. At one point, I actually had to put a dehumidifier in my mobile grooming van. I had the two vents in and out, and AC going, and humidity was still an issue in the summertime. One of the things I don't miss about the Northeast, just saying. Okay. But I had to put a dehumidifier in there at one point. Nothing dries. All right. There's a sense of when it's really bad, like things could be growing in here. Like, I don't know, mold.
I worked in a place where mushrooms were growing underneath the tub.
Yep, me too.
Yep. Not my place. Just
not my place, but yep.
Not my place, but yeah, where there was mushrooms growing under the tub. It was gross.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not ever going to complain about the humidity I had now in my mobile grooming van.
Yep, black mold on the ceiling, and
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mushrooms under the tub and black mold on the ceiling. Yep. Oh yeah.
Well, they had. Go for it.
When I asked, hey, can we do something about this? Like in the long term, we make it so this isn't a thing. It was that's not my problem. Whose problem is it? Yeah. If it's not your problem, whose problem is this? Because if it were my salon, I assure you, it would have been my problem, and I would have handled it. So not my problem. Okay.
Listen, humidity is the bane of my existence and the freaking salons. It's crazy the amount of HVAC that we've had to put in just to control it. And I think this year in Ohio, it's going to be pretty bad this summer because we haven't had a lot of warm weather. But like today, I can't keep the humidity, I can't keep the humidity down. It's just so early for it only being like 66 degrees. So controlling it in the salon is a pain because it's not cold enough to have the heat on, to have some dry heat. And it's not, so it's like a whole thing this time of year. So I think this year we're going to have a bad, humid summer.
Yeah, I think so too, because in Houston right now, the temperature is, and it's 7:00 at night, mind you, it's 85 degrees and humidity is at 56%. So let's see what that is in Arizona. That's another hot spot.
Okay, right now in Florida, it's 80 degrees and it's 8:00 at night. And the humidity is, I'm freezing my buns off because it's 75 in here. So I'm actually wearing a sweatpants, because I'm cold.
That didn't take you long.
No, I know. I'm like 71% humidity.
Holy crap.
So yes, apparently I've adjusted because now 80 degrees is cold. I'm like, I'm freezing. I need my sweatshirt. It's only 80 out. Yeah, because that's a thing.
Okay. Good to know, Angie.
But pro tip for those that have a dehumidifier in the salon, go on Amazon, get stroller netting, comes in a pack of 2. Put the stroller netting over the dehumidifier. At the end of the day, take it off, shake it out, throw it in the tub, wash it up, hang it over the thing. It'll dry overnight. You put the one you've already washed on it, So in the morning, you just grab that, throw it back into the closet, and it's ready to go for the next day. So you just keep trading them out at the end of the day. And that way your dehumidifier stays completely hair free, and it will last you a decade if you get a good one.
All right. So my question for you, Angie, is what do you do with all the water in your dehumidifier?
Okay, so now the one I had in the salon, we piped directly out the building.
Okay.
Yep, that's what we do.
We had a handyman come in, and he literally, like, we asked the landlord, can we please just drill a hole into this exterior wall to vent this outside? And he was like, yeah, do what you got to do. Just, make sure it's properly caulked up inside and out, so you're not getting, heat loss and all that sort of stuff. And the handyman did it. He did a lovely job. It drained outside. It was never an issue. I had a second dehumidifier in the salon, and what I did was, it had a tray,
Mm-hmm.
and I just watered the plants with it.
That's
Worked beautifully
There you go.
because it was in the front room. So it's, like midday, one of us would just take the thing out and water all the plants, slide it back in, end of day, take the thing out, water all the plants again. Done. Worked out great.
all right. So what happens when you have high humidity in your grooming facility, whether you're mobile or in a shop, it just makes it so difficult to draw pets, especially if you're doing the double coat stuff, those huskies, any of the Nordic breeds. You could spend 6 hours trying to dry a husky in a van when it's high humidity.
And the bracky dogs don't ventilate well in humidity.
Mm-mm.
Like, I have pugs, and I notice immediately if I don't have the air on, and it's not even that warm in here, it's just humid.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, I can't do this. I turn the air on for like an hour, and all of a sudden I see them both relax. They're like, okay, that's better. That's better. And the difference in temperature is 1 degree, but it takes the humidity out.
Hey, Kayla.
That's what we do. Yeah, we like drop just that 1 degree is huge. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm outside. The dog's gonna bark now.
So, yeah. So humidity, especially in mobile and stuff, it's an issue. You've got to deal with it, especially for the brackies, because they can't breathe. And I notice these guys are not doing anything except laying around. They're pugs.
Mm-hmm.
And even with that, having high humidity, doing nothing but laying on a bed, living like a prince and a princess, they're like, oh, I can't. It's too much. I'm so, I'm so put upon. Drop the humidity a degree, and all of a sudden Jazzy Jazz has all of her wild, motivation back to, chew on toes and put everything in her mouth. So,
All right. So, Denise, you had a system put in.
So we have we really upgraded our HVAC. So we have the unit, the industrial unit, and then we have a small split to help in the bathing room and the cage room, and then we also have a dehumidifier, air conditioning, a portable one. So if it gets to be, because I mean we're high volume, so sometimes we're doing 3 big, huge, hairy breeds, blowouts in the back. So then we have a portable unit that we can either run just the dehumidifier, which usually maintains most of it, or when it gets to be, the humidity really goes up, we turn on the AC to clean out the air. And that one is siphoned outside, into the drain. So we just siphon it out that way. Yeah, it's a lot. And it was, I mean, that was probably our most costly next to electric HVAC.
All right, how much did it cost? Okay, all right, you're in Ohio. What did that system run you to put that in?
I think 30 grand, if not more, a little bit more. It was our, yeah, that was our biggest chunk.
Okay.
It's well worth it. I mean, the dogs are safe. I mean, it's, I worked in facilities. So, I mean, where the mushrooms were growing, right? There wasn't AC and we had windows and that's why we didn't have anything. It was a house it was the vet clinic I worked at. And they've remodeled and tore it down, but it was originally a house and we were like in the garage section that they made shift, but there wasn't any heat and there wasn't AC. So really watching that and that humidity, it was horrible. And my first place too, it was not well ventilated either and didn't really have AC in the back. We just had a big vent fan, huge fan.
Well, what I worked in was corporate, so we didn't have mushrooms growing underneath our tubs. We did, however, have sometimes, I am sure there was a family of snakes under the tub. Well, because Petco has corn snakes or whatever other snakes that they have.
Oh, yeah, I'll take mushrooms.
I would have noped out of there so fast. All the nope. So much nope. Snakes I'm good at snakes outside. Love them outside, doing their outside thing.
No.
Well, snakes are notorious escape artists. So they were on a regular basis. Yeah, Angie, flipping on the light switch because you're the first one there in the morning and watching the zzz right underneath the tub. I never had my feet up against the tub. Okay. Oh my God, Kayla, yes. There was an alligator in the tub in the grooming shop that I swear to God, it was a freaking alligator. What it was is that they were doing some sort of thing for the kids, and they had this guy come in with all sorts of like reptiles and stuff like that. So they kept the alligator in the tub in the bathing area of the grooming shop where we were actually grooming. Do you know what it's like to walk over to a tub with a little white dog and about to dump him in the tub because management didn't tell us that this was going on?
I taught at our career center and we had a pet shop and gosh, I can't even remember how long ago this was. And I was teaching a class and it was before they redid the whole remodel. So the pet shop was like right next door and like there was like a little half door. And as I was teaching in the evening, all of a sudden like this little hamster goes scurrying across. I'm like, oh, that shouldn't be out. I don't know where it goes, but I had to like, I'm like, here we go. Like, I don't know. I had to find his home now.
Yeah, James got a good question. Any little dogs go missing that day on alligator day?
Almost, because I didn't actually put the dog into the tub because as I was bending over, I could see the tub was already previously occupied.
By the alligator. Yeah, see, I would have noped out of that place at the snakes.
No, that would be a no, Jessica. We did not clip their nails. Though I think probably as a joke they may have made comment about it. But we were not, let's say, happy about that. I mean, it was only 2 tubs in the entire it was a small grooming shop at this particular Petco. Yeah, I would not suggest gland expression either.
See, I would have been cool with like the guinea pigs and the bunnies and the
little rabbit or a little hamster.
Yeah, that would have been fine. Little mice, whatever. It's cool. I worked in a salon that had a mouse problem. Wow. I could deal with that. That's fine. But reptiles, all the nope. So much nope. Nope, nope, nope. Here's me fleet. No.
Dylan has a leopard gecko, and I'm like, why could you not pick fuzzy? I can do anything fuzzy. Reptiles, no. Snakes, no. I'm like,
No,
I can't touch it. I don't want to
no.
look at it. No. I feel it. I'm like, why couldn't you be into fuzzy things?
Yeah,
Well,
it's fine if they have fuzz. I'm good.
Well, I can do reptiles. Okay. Maybe not a gator because I also have little dogs. Okay. I can do lizards. I've had lizards. We had a little, oh God, what there was a little iguana. His name was Ghidra.
See, I love the lizards that come. I have peewee.
But here's the thing: they have legs. Lizards have legs.
Exactly.
I can do it if it has legs. If it does
Yes.
not have legs, that's a problem.
All the nope.
Yeah.
So much nope. Yeah, if it's got legs, we can be friends. It's cool. You know, Pee-wee hangs out in the bird feeder. He eats little gnats that come by the bird feeder. He's lovely. I think he's great. I'm ever so careful when I go and I put the food in the feeder and Pee-wee is there. You know, I kind of give him a little hike up to the, windowsill. I'm like, hey, just go sit up there for a minute so I can pour this in because I don't want to get the dust all over him and stuff. I don't know if that's good for him. And then I'm like, okay, come on down, eat your little gnats. It's good, ecology at work. And but snakes.
I had a bird fight outside my window here today. I have two bird feeders, and they both have food in them. Okay, they have different food, and there was a bunch of grackles here who were fighting to the death over one of the seeds, while there are still two. The other one was full. Jessica Clark apparently had a gator. So they were kids. They caught it in a ditch in the front yard, and then the landlord did a tub outside with a gazebo over it, and then we fed him chicken. Then moved him to one of the ponds later. No, Kayla.
The neighbors' children, their dogs, their cats, and the old lady down the street.
No, Kayla, I do not like the legless lizards. So,
No.
Anyway, remember on Waterboy, she cooked snake and she said she would guess they were eating the snake's knees.
Oh, no. Nope. So much nope. Could not be more nope. Just nope.
Okay. Now, we had a topic. We strayed a little bit off the topic.
Us digress?
No.
If that ever happens.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that was my adventures in pet grooming as far as reptiles are concerned. Now, the same Petco, it was one of the training facilities. It was in a little strip mall, and at the end of the strip mall was a Sears Hardware. And apparently, on a somewhat regular basis, that they had those bins of stuff that had like filled with like I don't know screwdrivers or cozies or whatever. There was like bins of stuff. Okay. They would regularly call Petco to come get their snakes because people would reach into the bins to pull something out and pull out a snake.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
I am pretty sure Sears had Petco on speed dial.
So much nope.
So anyway, where were we? Humidity. We finished with humidity anyway, right? We're done.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the things I wanted to make mention of this past Sunday, Monday, Angie with Positive Ed did an awesome summit with Joey Villani.
Oh,
Oh, how was that?
so good. So good.
So
I love Joey anyway. I think what I like the most about him, I think, is that he's made mistakes, as everybody does. He'll tell you what they are. He's like, oh, yeah, I screwed up huge. I did this. And the reason it went south is because this. So don't do that. But here's what I did right. And it's like, dude, I learned so much from him before I even started my salon. When I had my salon, Joey is awesome.
well, I have to throw out there. So also, I haven't released it yet because I'm behind in life. But Joey Villani is the speaker on the January cruise, and he is doing all new. He just gave me all of his titles, and they're all brand new, never been done, just for the cruise.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that was really nice. So I haven't gotten too much, but I haven't gotten that far yet. But yes, so he will be the speaker on the January cruise, and he designed his whole lineup around stuff that's never been done before, that he's never done.
Okay.
So
Yeah, he said he's got 20 new classes. That's going to be epic.
Right.
So, all right. So, Angie, if somebody still wants to catch Joey's summit, how will they do that on Positive Ed?
Go to Positive Ed and click on Business Savvy Summit, and you can click buy now. You'll have 3 weeks to watch it for non-members and 6 for members.
Okay, cool. All right. So, and when is the cruise, Denise?
January 4th through the 10th, 5th through the 10th, something like that.
Nice. That's a good time to do it. People will probably
Yes.
still be on vacation or from the holidays. Or it's a good
And
time
we're
to go
going-
on vacation.
We're sailing out of Texas, so we've never sailed out of Texas before, and we are going to Mexico.
Nice.
That's all.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Oh, the other thing I want to make mention is if you missed it at the Tacoma show, Denise put up a new workshop. It was on tech. And I had to miss it. I couldn't watch it, Angie. I couldn't watch it because one of us had to be at the booth because we were there for the Pet Styles Relief Fund.
Yeah.
So, because I want to see this workshop. Denise, for the next fundraiser and actually you should talk to her, Denise, about doing some sort of tech summit.
Yeah.
But anyway, so for the Pet Styles Relief Fund, the next educational fundraiser will be in September, and one of the workshops will be the one I missed.
Yeah, so it's tech savvy grooming, and I could actually probably turn it easily into a 4-hour. It was a 1 hour that went over software, social media, websites, and AI.
Nice.
So, yeah. I think we
Okay.
need to do it, Angie.
The wheels are turning. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's right. Jamie was there. She saw it, Mary.
Okay. Jamie, how was it? I was
just said
really
it was
excited. She told me she was teaching it. I'm like, damn, really would have liked to watch that.
Okay.
All right. So, read animal fact?
Yes. It is on howler monkeys. And Chris is unfortunately not here.
It's gonna be a good one.
I actually have an
Angie's Weekly Weird Fact.
Weird fact specifically for Chris. And of course, Chris isn't here. So I actually had to call her and say, okay, hi. So I'm not going to share this because you're not here because it's perverted. So, but I'll call you and tell you. Right. So, howler monkeys are one of the largest monkey species. And they're also one of the loudest. Their calls can be heard from 3 miles away. All right. So, they have their hyoid bone, which is allows for the vocalization. Because it's so thick and because of the structure of it, when they howl, it has such a deep resonance because it vibrates in their throat. Um, for those of you who went to Catholic school, I know you all had a Sister Irene too. That reminds me of the howler monkey. Fine.
That would be Sister Thecla.
Okay. And so, yeah. So I tell you, she had the same kind of funky howler monkey thing going on. All right, so back to the actual howler monkeys. They have a prehensile tail, but they also have tactile pads on their tail that allow them to feel. So, like, they're almost like digital pads that allow them to feel with their tail. Isn't that awesome? All right, so they eat leaves and they rarely need to drink water, as their necessary water comes from their food. So they almost never come down from the trees because everything they need is right there in the trees. So why would you bother, right? Look at him eating the leaf. Isn't he cute? So they can smell ripe fruit from a mile.
Angie's Weekly Weird Fact.
So they're like, oh, hey, there's a banana over there, and I'm going to go get it, or leaves or whatever. They're like, oh, look at those luscious leaves over there a mile away. Dude, I mean, my olfactory sense is very acute, but not like that. So since Chris is here, I can share the fact.
I mean, I know what's coming
Okay.
already. I'm biting my tongue going, so their tails aren't just prehensile, but they have pads on it with a really good sense of touch. So, yeah, just puns about getting some tail.
All right. So there was a study done, and apparently the howler monkeys that are the largest have it's the males that do the projection, the calls, and the male monkeys that are the loudest are the ones with the smallest testicles.
So basically, what you're saying is they're male mammals. And this is just how men are. It's biological. They can't help it.
Okay, I've always said it. Guys are guys, girls are girls. It does not matter what the species is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, the loudest howler monkeys are the ones with the wee.
Now the question is, Angie, do they also have sports cars?
Apparently, but
Or-
in the leaf shape, I think, like a leaf shaped
Okay.
sports car.
Okay. So they either have sports cars or they have turned the muffler on their motorcycle to like massively loud.
Okay, well, my motorcycle has a massively loud muffler, but just because I couldn't.
Well, to be fair, Angie, I'm not certain about your actual testicle size. I know metaphorically how big they are, but
I just want to say, Chris, this is Chris's contribution to this live stream today.
I had to log on. Oh, I logged on to make an actual contribution because I haven't gotten to make the Facebook post yet that I wanted to make. So I will put some distance between the seriousness I wanted to say when I pull over and talk of testicular monkeys.
Oh, you got me crying. I'm laughing so hard. I don't bust on the live.
Does Scott still think I'm a nice? Is he still going to think I'm a nice person when you tell him I discussed your potential testicle size online? Is what I want to know.
Oh God, help me.
With love. I mean, I didn't doubt that metaphorically and spiritually, like you've got problems walking, but I can't see. I'm driving. Did I kill her? Denise, is she okay?
Yes, you did. She's dying.
Okay.
You got it.
She's dying? Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Don't die.
She's trying. She's trying to breathe now. And now I'm making her laugh even harder because I'm talking about how she's dying. So now it's
Because
worse.
you're giving the play-by-play.
I am. Mhm.
Okay.
She's fanning her face. She's bright red. She literally can't breathe now.
Chris, if she had pearls, she'd be clutching them right now.
I've made someone clutch their pearls. My job here is done.
Oh God, help me.
My
And
job
people
here.
say, Edge, why
It's
don't you wear makeup? One, because I'm allergic. But eyeliner is because I know if Chris is at any point going to be on the program, my eyes are going to be leaking because I'm going to be laughing so hard. Oh God. Oh.
Oh, okay. Who wants to read out Jessica's comment? We'll make Angie do it.
All right. So the tiny taste bud.
No,
The tiny testicle. I need to put my glasses on. This is just, yeah. All right. So the tiny, testy, loud howlers probably doing stuff with their pad tails since they can't land mates. Oh, sweet Jesus.
Oh.
This evolved.
Oh, wait a second. No, for science now I want to know what they do with their tails since it's a well-known documented fact that monkeys masturbate.
Okay. Jessica also makes mention about not catching that one by the tail without gloves.
So my stepmom, when she was little, she had a monkey. Her dad got her a monkey, and her mom, my grandma Ruth, said that all this monkey did was, like all the time. That's all he did, all the time. Yeah, it's like a monkey thing. Apparently.
Well, they are our closest evolutionary relatives, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess,
That falls into the because they can category.
Yeah. They did also just uncover a man that died in Pompeii who
No. Maybe.
Dude.
Maybe.
Come
was
on.
His hand was he
Yes.
was on it?
Yes.
Okay, but the thing is, when they're covered with ash, okay, it's not that instantaneous.
No, but you're gonna die. You figure, go out with a bang.
Let's go out with a bang. I'm alone. Whatever.
I'm just saying. I see his point. If you're gonna go,
I see the point. I see the point too.
Being happy, I guess.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Bang. He was alone. He didn't have anyone else to facilitate.
Now, what I want to know. God, I hate that I now want to know this. Did he finish? I'm kind of rooting for him that he did.
Stick with the lava.
I mean, no.
Being as small as it is.
All right. All right.
The llama.
That has been burned
Yeah.
away. Oh God, this has devolved.
This
It's
is
so
really
good.
Now we got Jessica Clark telling us about how her horse masturbates.
Oh no. Oh no. I groomed a Yorkie like that once, where he figured out, I mean, Yorkies, they're little. He figured out how to hunch over and rub it against his belly. And I couldn't finish the groom because he was sticky. Like he kept doing it. He kept,
Oh Jesus.
and we know where we put our hands to try to hold him up and to try to, no, kept every time I touched him anywhere. Oh, he got like 4 baths. I finally told him, like, I can't. This is as good as I can get. Don't bring him back until he's neutered. And I marked the card.
I don't think that does anything.
It'll stop him from fucking jizzing all over himself.
I don't know about that.
I
I've had a lot
Okay,
of
Mary.
neutered male dogs in my house.
biologically tell me where the semen is going to come from if his testicles are in a jar somewhere.
Oh, well, that's not going to stop them from like the act.
But it'll stop him from being
Right,
so
huh.
sticky I can't finish
Okay,
the groom.
all right, I'll give you that one.
There we go.
It will stop.
This is the argument we're having. Oh Jesus Christ! I need dinner. This is the. Oh.
Happy Tuesday, everyone.
Oh, Angie, should I do my customer service shout out or should I just wait so they're not associated with this?
Oh no. Maybe we should wait.
All right, guys, I still want to eat my dinner tonight.
Say.
Oh God.
I mean, oh,
Are we,
and they did call back a year later,
okay.
and he was not fixed, and I turned him away. I'm like,
Okay.
no.
Good job, Chris. And we'll,
All right. So next week we will return with a live stream about customer service.
Yes. Yes.
Do's and don'ts. And we will cover the joyful story
10 different.
that Chris is not going to mention tonight, so they're in no way associated with this.
so the award.
debacle.
Exactly, Jessica. I just took that as a challenge, and I'm running through like, okay, is there 10 different terms I can use for joy juice? Like,
She's gonna watch the replay. She's gonna count.
okay.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good night.